Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Funnel Hacker TV. Russell literally just got off the stage. Let's see who jumped on the stage right afterwards. Eileen Wilder just jumped on the stage. They are live right now over in Boise. We want to give you all the details because Susan is in Boise. She just hit really quick in order to be able to share with us what in the world's going on. There's a whole circle going on. There's the inner circle meeting is happening right now. And these are the people that have spent at least $150,000 to be in the room in the mastermind. We're going to give you all the insights of what's going on. Susan's going to do it spectacularly because she's there. I've got some of the insights because I've been able to zoom in, and we're going to go through it step by step and make sure that there's nothing lost because Susan is our funnel hacker on location. We appreciate you so much, Susan. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and get started, and we'll see you in just a second.
We are part of an underground group of entrepreneurs that you've probably never even heard of before. We are funnel hackers, and these are our stories.
What's going on, everybody? Susan, how you doing? How's it going so far?
I'm doing awesome. I'm in one of these, I don't even know what they're called, like workspace pods.
Okay. Yeah.
So I just stepped away from the event and got into this little pod. There's the office right there. And it's been awesome so far. So I can't wait to dive into it. I don't know. I guess real quick, maybe we start out with telling them a little bit more about what is this event? What's going on here and what's the purpose of it?
Yeah, let's go ahead and pull up my screen really quick, Tim. If you guys don't know what the Inner Circle is, the Inner Circle is an elite group of people that have made at least a 2 Comma Club award, and they all pay in order to be able to mastermind together. So they all come out to Boise, or they go out to multiple events throughout the year, and they all get to hang out and be able to share what it is that's working with them. They get to mastermind and network and do all these really cool things. And so what we're talking about today is the Atlas Inner Circle. This is the highest tier of Russell's Inner Circle. And so this mastermind meets at least twice a year, if not 3 or 4 times. And they all get to share all the things that are like changing their business and get to share it with each other. So yesterday, Russell was able to come on. He brought in a guest. This morning, Eileen literally just took the stage. Susan literally was like, I wanted to be here as long as possible. Don't start without me. So we are going to be going through this. But if you guys want to, you have to have earned at least a 2 Comma Club award or made $1 million in order to be accepted into the Inner Circle. And this is happening all week. So these first 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, is at Atlas. And then we are starting the Inner Circle on Thursday and Friday. So Susan's going to be over there being able to report for us and give us all the details of what's happening. I'm going to be trying to watch from this side of the world. So that's the Inner Circle. If you want to apply, you can go to Inner Circle for Life, or we want to give you all the details because it's literally happening right now. So Susan, did I miss anything?
Oh my gosh. That's the gist of it. So I guess let's dive into what's happened so far because it started yesterday. I didn't know, I came not knowing the schedule at all. And I got here like 3 hours before, actually maybe like 2 hours before the event kicked off. And so yesterday was day 1. Everyone was arriving. They did mostly networking and reconnecting. It's really cool to see, it's like, it felt like family reunion for them from like, as an onlooker of like, hugs, like, oh my gosh, you're here. Good to see you. Which was really, really cool. And then they kicked off the actual event with, okay, have you guys read the book or heard Russell talk about the book Ready, Fire, Aim? The author of that book, known as what was it, Ben? Michael
Masterson.
Yeah. That was a pen name, if you didn't know that. His real name is Mark Ford. He was the speaker that kicked off the whole event. He zoomed in and basically spoke for like 2 hours on like his experience, his story, like giving amazing advice to everybody, and answered some questions. And so that was, I think we have some B-roll of that. But that was the most of the afternoon yesterday. Yeah, which was really awesome.
Susan Day 1.
And I guess like, he's getting older. I think he said he's like 70 something. I don't want to guess 70 something. And, he had I'm not exactly sure what his role is, but the guy you see in the background there is there just to kind of help him like remember stuff And if he says something not quite right, he was there to like, help keep his thoughts. And it was really, really awesome. And he's like, I could talk for hours and hours. And like, he did amazing. And yeah, I guess like put it on your book list if you haven't read the book, because most of what he was talking about was like, here's why I wrote the book. Here is what happened after I wrote the book. Here's more lessons. And so, I mean, the book is the starting place for everything that he is known for.
It was cool too, because like he went, so I got to zoom in for that piece. He did Q&A with everybody. And so like you had people that were zooming in who were doing Q&A. You had Steve Larson. It's like, we're going to write a book here in a little while. Like we're preparing to do this. Like, how do you write a book that's actually going to change lives? What is the process? And it's similar, by the way, if you understand what Russell and Steve are doing, there's a really cool similarity to how that's working. And so if you haven't seen that, go check out what they're doing. It's happening in a couple of weeks. And then just the Q&A, he was ridiculously honest. Like he just gave like everything and laid it out on the table and was very, very forthcoming on everything, which is really cool. Russell always tries to bring a guest speaker into these. And this was really, really good from what I understood. Just really
to that point, Ben, the one thing I wrote down a lot of things from that session, but the one thing that I remember without going through my notes is what you just said of like, he basically said like, I'm of the belief that people shouldn't hold back their information. He's like, I think that the way that you build a successful business is that you share. I was like, yes, that's awesome. And so, yeah, he approached it with that same mindset of like, you ask me a question, I'm gonna give you everything. Like, and even before the Q&A time started, like he was just like unfiltered, just saying anything, that was helpful that popped into his mind of like, oh, let me tell you guys this is like something that I wish more people knew, and like just went like deep into some of the topics. And it was really cool. And I really appreciated his approach to that, and his look on life of just share, just be a giver.
Yeah. And I know like Russell's talked about Ready, Fire, Aim, Michael Masterson or Mark Ford.
Yeah.
Mark Ford's book. And so like Ready, Fire, Aim is spectacular. Everyone in the room knows it. So if you're trying to figure out why aren't you in that room with people who are making 10 million plus in their business, that might be the answer. Go and read the darn book. We also have something for you at the end that might help you as well. So we're going to recommend an option for you. So number one, really, really cool. And then Russell took the stage. Let's go and bring up the B-roll really quick, because like Russell took the stage and like he was able to present all these different ideas that he's been having on like, he presented like 6 different ideas. Like he didn't stop either. I'm like, when is he going to stop? He just kept going. He was very, very honest and all this stuff. I was like, holy smokes.
Speaking of sharing and not holding things back.
Seriously, giving away the whole, giving everything.
Yeah. So, and this is the first time I've been to one of the Atlas sessions. And from what I gathered, and Ben, I think you've been in them. So what I picked up from when Russell first got on stage was like, usually he doesn't give himself enough time. And he usually goes over, and because he has so much to share, but he never accounts for enough time. So this year, it seemed like maybe this was a different approach where he just like had the whole evening, and he took, I think, like 90 minutes to 2 hours just going through all of, basically like, hey, since the last time we were all in this room together and we all met, here is what the team's been working on. Here's what I've been working on. Here's what we're adjusting and pivoting. Here's things that I've learned. Or even he recalled things that he picked up from presenters from like past events, like Funnel Hacking Live and Mastermind in Paradise. Is like, I heard so-and-so say this thing. And I thought like, oh my gosh, that's really awesome in the moment. But then like got home and forgot about it, as we all do. And he's like, but then I recalled it and I was like, why am I not doing this? And so then he came back to that idea and started implementing it. And it was like a game changer idea. And so he was kind of just sharing like his game changing, the ideas that he's taken and gone and implemented across, like you said, like a lot of things.
No joke.
It was really awesome to see that breakdown.
So this morning, really quick, he jumped on Voxer this morning. He's like, okay, I had this idea from just the presentation that I gave and the ideas that Mark Ford gave me and all this things. So he starts Voxing us and starts giving us these ideas. And then I jump on the Zoom in order to be able to see what's going on in the room. And he's telling everybody about the idea he just had and sent it to us. It's like, we should implement this. He's telling everybody that stuff on day 2. Like, he's just sharing all of it instantly. I was like, hold back something, man. Like, I love what Russell does. Like, that giving mentality just like ripples throughout everybody, like throughout the community that we see on Facebook and on YouTube and wherever you guys are at, as well as inside of these masterminds. And so that was really, really cool. But you got to hear Eileen this morning.
Yeah. So this morning is like, really, it's the first day, the first moment of the, the participants of Atlas,
Yeah.
the members of Atlas getting up on stage and doing their shares and their ask at the end. And so Eileen kicked us off. She was number 1, and they're going about like 45 minutes, I think, 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know who's up there right now. I'm missing it, but Eileen killed it. She was awesome. Basically, the gist of her thing was tell more stories. If you want to, sales isn't the problem. It's you not telling your story the right way. And so she's basically making it her mission in life right now to get people to know how to tell their story. And it was really cool. Like, her ask was even, just like, can you guys, like the people in the room, can you help me get this out? Like, that was her ask, which is really cool. And in between sessions, what you're seeing right now, in between sessions, they do this thing called walk and talk. And this is like, it gives you the members a chance to be able to like process what they just heard and talk about it. The best way to have something like get internalized within us, and like, so we don't forget about it, or we don't we just take it as a surface level and we're not able to process it. The best way to do that is to go and talk about it, and do it immediately, and have that built in to the sessions is really powerful. So like, I'm like sitting here like thinking like funnel hacker, like, okay, events, next time I do an event, like I'm going to implement something into it where like they can go and talk about it with somebody immediately and like build that into the event. And so that's really awesome to see them doing that. Russell even said, he's like, last year, one of the years, they didn't do the walk and talks. And he said somebody actually didn't like re-sign up because they missed the walk and talk. Like, they were like, we missed that. Like, that was like something that was so powerful and you didn't have it, so they didn't re-up. It's like, so we're never going to get rid of the walk and talks. Like, that's how awesome it is. It's such a simple concept.
It's so simple, but like, with everybody dropping so many golden nuggets, like, you get to stand up, and I've seen people where they stand up, they point, they're like, I need to talk to you, don't go anywhere, and like, they'll like get to walk and talk for like the next 5 or 10 minutes, and like, this is just what happens in the room. Like, everyone stays in the room ridiculously late. They all hang out. They don't want to go away. Like, we have to shoo them out of the doors, and then they all go out and eat together. Like, it's a mastermind that continues. We got people that are like, figuring out where their Airbnbs are so that way they can be around each other longer. And it's such a cool network to be in. Like, once again, everybody who's in this room had to have made at least $10 million or a 2 Comma Club X award, if not higher. And they've all paid at least $150,000 to be in the room and be able to have this conversation. And so it's crazy to be able to like be around that kind of a mastermind and a network, and to understand that these people they're not letting go. They're constantly giving more and more and more, and creating as imperfectly in many different ways, but just to do it. And so just being around that energy, it used to get me ridiculously excited. Like, I love being in that room. What's it been like for you?
Yeah. So a couple of thoughts. Definitely the energy and just like being around people who are doing it and doing it amazingly and like having extremely, successful businesses. The mindset of like, we're here to lift each other up. We're friends. We're going to, have these conversations. We're going to help you. We're going to answer your questions. We're going to connect, make the connections that are needed. But I had a thought even before the event started, because I have been in a couple of these rooms with, people that are, much higher level. And so I think most of us are lower on that level of what we've been able to achieve in our business. And I had the thought of like, okay, this this is going to get Ben's going to know what I'm talking about. But basically, like, you need to learn one thing at a time. And there's this saying that is pretty prevalent within a certain community called line upon line. And I was just like, you know what? Like, even you need to be in the right room for you, is I guess what I'm trying to say. So even if I'm in there as a fly on the wall, I'm like, these people are like so much more further along than I am. And it's really cool to be in the room. But some of the things that they talk about are not for me. I'm like, cool, really cool insights, really awesome gold nuggets. I'm going to go, save them in my bank, save them in my notes, and they'll be there maybe sometime in the future. But I think being in the right room is what we should all be focusing on, no matter where we're at. And so, I'm able to, you saw me in 2CCX last week, and I'm like, okay, those conversations were also incredibly helpful because they were more for where I'm at. The conversations that are happening in Atlas and Inner Circle are great for them, they're at their level. They're amazing for them. And so I think, as you're watching and as we're bringing this to you and you're like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not there, I'm missing out, I'm not getting the information that could like really, help my business, that just be in the room that's right for you right now. And that might be 2CCX. That might be going to FHL or attending, getting the virtual because that's the next one. It might be creating some sort of mastermind locally for you. And I think that's like been my biggest takeaway. Just be in the right room for you.
Yeah. And I think like whether your goal is 1 comma club, so that way you can get on the road to your 2 comma club, or whether your goal is starting to actually scale something that you found that works. There's 2 different ways that this happens. So once upon a time in the Inner Circle, Russell just did the category, what was it? Claim Your Throne event for everybody that joins the Inner Circle. It was his first cultivated event that was virtual for Inner Circle. He did it. It was really, really cool. And he talked about how once upon a time, like the Inner Circle was birthed specifically from .com secrets. So he had the Inner Circle going for a while. He had .com secrets. .com secrets sold ClickFunnels, but he just had this small mention of the Inner Circle in the very back. And he goes, that alone just started to flood the Inner Circle because people just needed a taste. They just needed something. And then the mastermind started to fill up. But he said what we actually did, the things that we talked about initially in the Inner Circle, the end product was expert secrets. So if you're trying to figure out what happened in the room, how it all worked, expert secrets is the playbook. That's what we came up with. And so everybody was one-upping each other in order to reach their first million, in order to extend past $1 million. All of this is the playbook. And so if you're trying to figure out where to go and how to do it, I got a couple of different ideas for you. Let's go ahead and share my screen really quick. This is the 2 Comma Club webinar. So this is Russell explaining what the process is for the people who've created their 2 Comma Club awards, which is necessary if you want to be in the room at Inner Circle for the discussions that are happening now and for where people are at once they reach $1 million and grow. How do you like control that wealth? What do you do in order to be able to make sure that you're managing it appropriately? How do you scale it? How do you do all the different things? What order should you be doing this in? It's really cool conversations. You need to get your 2 Comma Club award first to do that. So this is available for you guys. This is the number 2 commaclubsecrets.com. You guys can definitely come and check this out. Or if you guys are following the Expert Secrets playbook, Russell teaches a very specific funnel at the very end. It's called a webinar funnel. It was the fastest 2 Comma Club creator ever. Like, it just started to run. Everybody ran by this playbook, and now you can have AI help you build out this playbook. All you have to do is go to salesfunnelslaunchpad.com. If you misspell it, it's fine. We got you covered. We got all the different domains it's all pointing to. So salesfunnelslaunchpad.com. If you come over here, you're able to opt in, and we will help create, number 1, give you all the training for free on how to create your webinar per the strategies inside of the book. And we'll have AI help build your webinar so that way you can actually get this started and get it running. A lot of this is like, how do I first get in front of the right people? How do I craft the offer right? How do I organize this? You're going to get all of those different secrets laid out for you. What is the process? Specifically in this book, which I highly, highly recommend. If you're just on the 0 to $1 million mark, this is your playbook. If you want to play with it and go a little bit crazy, you could definitely play with the linchpin. That's over there as well. You could do all the different stuff. I know Susan's having a really good time with linchpin. So, yeah.
So one thing I want to note, just basically I'm going to go back to Russell's last night based on everything you were just talking about, Ben, of, having Russell break down everything that has been going on. He brought up the same funnels that you just brought up and was like, here's what we're doing in these funnels. A thought that I had last night is like, if you've been watching us on Funnel Hacker TV, where we've been talking about some of these funnels, we've been funnel hacking them. We've brought up like secrets of success, like Russell's doing mini like dramatic demonstrations in secrets of success. These are the things that Russell was telling the room that paid a crap ton of money to be in the room. And I was like, some of this is really, really cool, Russell, but a lot of this we already knew because we're here. You guys are here on Funnel Hacker TV with us. We're funnel hacking Russell. And so a lot of what he was saying wasn't that groundbreaking because we've already been funnel hacking him. So if you can't be in the room, you can't afford to be in the room, do the work of just funnel hacking Russell. The people that are in that room, they don't have time to be funnel hacking. They're running their businesses. They're running their teams. And so they're relying on like Russell just telling them like the overview, like just tell me, Russell, what you're doing, because they don't have time to go funnel hack him. We have more time than money. A lot of us do. And so, or maybe you don't, and you can just come here to Funnel Hacker TV and we'll help you be in the know of what Russell is doing. So that was also like a big, like, oh my gosh, like they're all like blown away by what he's doing. But I'm sitting there like, yeah, I already knew he was doing that because we're talking about it. It was really, really cool to see that that's what was going on. They're paying a lot of money for that.
Yeah, and it's funny, like
in some ways, yeah.
Russell talked about like when he originally started the Inner Circle, like the fact that people paid and they dropped $25K pretty easily, and they didn't want to read the book. That wasn't the idea. They're like, I don't want to read the book. I just want you to tell me what to do. It's like, you're okay, all right. So guys, if you're getting started, you're trying to figure it out, go to the resources, go to the ground resources, come and go through this with us, and then follow us on Funnel Hacker TV. We're doing this. We are now on Facebook and LinkedIn and on X and on did I click Facebook, YouTube? I missed something. All right.
LinkedIn, YouTube, X, Facebook.
We're all over. So here's the deal. If you guys want to be able to know when we go live, so that way we can keep you in the know, because Inner Circle is happening. We're about to get the 100 people in the room that are all a part of the Inner Circle. We're going to have that happening on Thursday. Susan's going to give us a lowdown of what's happening there. And so if you guys want to be a part of that room as close as you can be, definitely text FHTV to 208-231-3797 or go to FunnelHacker.tv. We send out a weekly email blast that just gives you all the details. So that way you aren't lost and you aren't in the dark. We want to make sure that you're funnel hacking Russell with us. One of the beautiful things that I loved about Russell once upon a time, I've been going through and watching all of his old videos right now. And Funnel Hacker TV used to be that place where he got to freak out and share what was happening right now. And we get to do that. We have full reign to be able to do that here and give you those details and share it with you. And so by all means, number one, register. Number two, let us know what things you want to learn. What are the things that are on your mind? What are you trying to figure out? If you want to play in ClickFunnels a little bit, we can play in ClickFunnels. Like we can do all the different things. Let us know what it is that you want so we can help you on your journey. This is a journey where we all grow together and lock arms and we all grow together. That's the beauty of this community. And the community is only going to get better and better and better.
Yep.
So jump in.
That's awesome. In case you missed it, register down here below. 208-231-3797. Text FHTV to that number. We send a text out when we go live, so you'll never miss it if you don't want to.
Cool.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Susan, thanks for taking notes and for having a blast, and for being in the room, because that's the room where it's happening.
It continues on Thursday. We'll give you the updates on everything that happens between now and then.
Sweet. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, guys. We'll see you guys on Thursday.
My name is Russell Brunson, and I'm part of an underground group of entrepreneurs that you've probably never even heard of before. We don't rely on cash from venture capitalists to get started, and we don't even have goals to go public either. In fact, our motivation is the exact opposite. You see, we have products and services and things that we know change people's lives. But because we're fighting against the big brands, people with literally unlimited budgets, we have to do things differently. We have to do things smarter. We don't have financial safety nets because every test we take is with our own money. We have to be profitable from day number one. So how do we do that? How is that even possible? If you ask the MBAs or look in your college textbooks, they will tell you that what we are doing is impossible, yet it's happening every single day. And it's happening through an art and a science that we call funnel hacking. It's not really something that I can explain to you, it's something I have to show you. These stories are a glimpse of entrepreneurs just like you who have a dream and a vision who want to change the world in their own little way. I use the funnel hacking process to help make their dreams become a reality. Yes, we are funnel hackers, and these are our stories.